Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Vintage Children's Book Vault. Wanted to introduce you to a set of books today called The Bookshelf for Boys and Girls. And it is a set of books that is made to mature with your children. So it starts off with nursery rhymes and goes all the way up into high school level reading, or stories that are more challenging that you'd be reading in high school. But um, this was written between about the 1940s and through the 1960s, or was popular during that time. I will say there are 10 books that come in the volume. I do not have book 10. Book 10 is actually a really thorough index, which allows parents to look up stories by either moral or subject. So if you are able to get a hold of that, or maybe find it on the Internet Archive uh, for some helpful reference, that'd be great to look at. These books are very hardy and heavy. They are very heavy books. They're very well made, um, and they contain a lot of wonderful illustrations and so forth, which I will show you. I'll break them down as we go through, and I will start with book number one. So I'm just going to put these off to the side over here, and this over here. But book number one is Nursery Favorites Old and New. And we see Little Red Riding Hood on the cover. And you open it up. And it was done by the University Society. It's a curated collection here. I always find it interesting, the plan and the purpose, or the messaging that they have for children in the beginning. It's one of those things where it seems like every generation thinks that their children are being overtaken by whatever new technologies are around, and they don't want them to miss out on quality literature, or it, they may have a love of reading, but you want them to be reading good books. So this is an attempt to do that, and so it's a message that resonates with today. But so you go into the Nursery Favorites Old and New. um, it has a breakdown of all the stories, but here's the table of contents. You can see that. I'll hold it up a little bit closer. So lullabies and sleepy time stories starts out there. Then you have different games you could play with your baby. Going here, you got Mother Goose. You have nursery favorites. Then you start having some short stories about animal friends. And it goes on and on. So you have going places. So you're traveling a little bit. And then words that sing, and stories about real children are at the end. First steps in reading and counting, fun and nonsense, tales of animals that talk, Merry Christmas, and little prayers and graces. You will see quite a few classics here that you maybe saw in their own individual books growing up, but they have put them all in one volume here. So that is pretty amazing, the amount of variety there. And go here. I'll show you. It has really amazing illustrations, and they're pretty well balanced to the text in the story. So they do keep children engaged. Naming the fingers, this is the way my fingers stand. Baby riding games, market to market. Then you're going into Mother Goose. So you have now a different art style, still very engaging. And now we're getting into short stories that are very commonly heard, that we're familiar with. Here's Animal Friends. So as we go, you can see that there are less pictures to the text as a child matures. Words that sing. Better than television. And there we go. So that is the first volume of The Bookshelf for Boys and Girls.